Hello, my name is Vincent from Airgunseurope.com, and in this video I'd like to tell you a bit more about the BinTac T9 pistol carbine. Now this is a remarkably powerful air rifle. It is a 9mm version, .35. It has a muzzle energy of at around 130 joule, and it is a semi-automatic rifle which uses its own air to push the bolt back, and then automatically the pellet of the magazine will rotate till the next chamber, places a new one in. So you could basically shoot as fast as you can pull the trigger. It comes with two 8-shot magazines, rotary magazines. I'll show you how to load these later on. Comes in a really nice flight case as well. The only downside about the case is that if you would want to place it back in with the folding stock adapter, it would just be a little bit too long for the case, so it doesn't fit in there quite well. To remove the folding stock adapter, it's just two Allen screws which you can take apart, and then you could easily fit it in the suitcase, but would be nicer if it would fit in all the way with the stock mounted like this one. Like I said, it is a semi-automatic model, uses its own air to repeat itself. It has a 22mm reel for optics on there. Now I would suggest mounting an optic with a low magnification, like an LPVO scope with 1 to 6 magnification, or something like a red dot. I've got this one from Vector Optics, which is a really nice one. It's got a motion sensor on the inside, so when you would store it and you would take it back, you would automatically see that it turns on. And if you would lay it away for a while, it turns off by itself as well. So that's quite easy. Fits really nice on the model as well, especially if you would want to use it for rapid shooting. I would suggest mounting a red dot like this model has. Now, the rifle, it has a silencer on the inside of the shroud, but it is still really quite loud because of the high power of this air rifle, of course. Now, if you would want to mount like an extra moderator on this air rifle, you can, because Donnie makes a really nice adapter for this rifle. Because, of course, when you would take off this end cap, it doesn't have the right thread to mount like a moderator on there. If you would want to buy the adapter from Donnie, this does create the right thread, which is the M18x1. That's quite your standard size for a large caliber moderator. We have those in different types as well, mostly from Donnie as well. They make really good moderators. If you can take this off, this is your thread protector. You can mount different types of silencers. The one we sell best with this air rifle is the Donnie Ronin. It's quite a thick moderator. Works really well, reduces it significantly. So this is your plus option for this PSP carbine. It has two tanks up here. One you could use as a grip. Combined, these have around 250 cc, and it has a maximum fill pressure of 310 bar. Now let me show you how to fill it. Okay, so like I mentioned, the rifle comes with a fill probe. Now on the one end, this has the male Foster connector, which you can easily click into a female Foster, which is usually mounted on top of the fill hose of an air cylinder or a compressor. You would just simply place it, insert the fill probe in this hole over here, and then you would open it up. Now the rifle has got a maximum fill pressure of 310 bar. Now my air tank only has got 300 bar, so there's no way of overfilling it. Once you're done, always important, once you close it, always degas the hose. Let me store it away. Degas the hose before disconnecting the fill probe from the carbine. Now that's filled. To load the magazine of this air rifle, it comes with two 8-shot rotary magazines. If you would turn this counterclockwise, this would be the right direction, because this way it takes the inner part with it. If you would do it the wrong way and turn it clockwise, then it doesn't take the inner part of the magazine with it, so then it wouldn't be operational. So to load the air rifle, or the magazine, sorry, I would just recommend just using pellets, because this rifle doesn't shoot well with slugs, because with a slug usually they're a bit more heavy and a bit more massive as well, and since the rifle uses its own air to repeat itself, you could get jams. With the normal pellets, especially the ones from JSB, you wouldn't get any jams at all. Now turn this counterclockwise all the way through until you can't go any further. Turn the magazine around and place the first pellet in there with its head up, and then you would turn it around again. Now this pellet will block the spring which is on the inside of the wheel, placing the second pellet from this end and then going all the way until you reach its original position again, and then you would have 8 stored inside of the magazine. These pellets, they weigh 81 grain, so it's still quite a heavy pellet. And voila, there you go. Now let's take it to our range and test it. Okay, so we're down on our range, ready to test fire the BinTac T9. Now about this T9, this is the full power version of the BinTac T9. In some other countries they have restrictions on laws on air rifles on how much power they can have. And for this you could buy different types of transfer ports with this air rifle. This is the 8.0, which means it's 8 millimeters wide. But it's quite easy to take the transfer port out and replace it with another transfer port which might be smaller, so then giving it less power, of course. For that you could just take this knob off and then you can take the transfer port out and exchange it for another one. But this is the full power version and this is basically the only one we have because we don't have any power restrictions over here in the Netherlands. To load the BinTac T9, of course there is a safety on the right side of the air rifle, and quite a nice thing about this air rifle is that you can only put it on safe if the hammer would be cocked. So if it doesn't go on safe, you just simply know that it's not loaded, or it could be loaded of course, but not with a cocked hammer. To load it and insert the magazine, you would have to pull the bolt back. You could do that from both ends, but if you pull it back you would cock the hammer. But then to insert the magazine, you would have to pull it back a little bit further, because in this position the bolt would stick out still just a little, making it hard to place the magazine inside. So you would have to pull it back a little bit further, then you would insert the magazine from the right hand side of the air rifle, and then when you release it, it places a pellet on the inside of the barrel. Now you can put it on safe. And time to put on some glasses. Taking the safety off, and let's see how this goes. There's quite some recoil on this air rifle. I like it pretty much. Shoots as fast as you could pull the trigger. You would have to count though, because of course it is an 8-shot rotary magazine. You wouldn't want to dry fire it a lot, because that isn't all that great for the hammer and the valve of this air rifle. To remove the magazine from the rifle, you would have to pull it back again, push it from the side, and then you can take it out. But now of course we still have a cocked hammer on this air rifle. To decock it, it is quite simple, but it works a little bit different with this air rifle from a whole lot of other air rifles, because you would have to pull it back, pull the trigger once and do it a second time about over here. And now you would release the hammer and now the pressure is off. And of course this is the best way to store an air rifle like this. Basically a really nice model. Price-wise also a pretty good price for a really powerful PCP carbine. High fill pressure, a good volume of air. The semi-automatic part is quite fun, of course, with this air rifle. You would need, to my opinion, a silencer, or otherwise you would need some earmuffs to go with it, because it is really loud. If you're interested in this BinTac T9 or in any other air rifle, you could of course subscribe to our YouTube channel. You could come and visit our store in the Netherlands, or you could just simply order online. We basically ship and try to ship anywhere. And for now, thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Shoot fast because it's really easy to reload again. Now what's new about this specific model is that it's a 6.35mm